thing I noticed is that the volume's a little bit loud. I actually didn't notice it that much last time, but then I'm gonna have that go off. Oh, movie sound. Okay. There we go. Sounds like a good mix. Alright. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Planescape Torment. Let us begin the new life. Character creation. This is the character generation screen. Modify your statistics by clicking the plus and minus buttons for each statistic. Move the cursor over each of them to for a description of its purpose. Ability score represents memory, reasoning, and deductive skills. A high intelligence helps you regain memories faster, gives you more dialogue options, and aids your mage skills. Go away. Not sure how many points I got. Oh, the character points are here, okay. Wow, I can basically bring everything up to like a 12. Make it kind of OP in this game. Put int strength and dex on the verge of upgrading.
Hey, Chief. You okay? You playing corpse or you putting the blinds on the dusties? I thought you were a deader for sure.
Who are you? Am I? How about you? Where, Who am I? How about you, Stat? Who are you? I don't know, I can't remember. You can't remember your name? Well, next time you spend the night on this bird, go easy in the go easy on the bub. Name's Mort. Then I'm trapped up here too. Trapped? Yeah, since you haven't had time to get your legs yet, here's the can. I've tried all the doors, and this room is locked tighter than a chastity belt. We're locked in? Where? What is this place? It's called the mortuary. It's a big black structure of all the architectural charm of a pregnant spider. Mortuary? What, am I dead? Not from where I'm standing, but you got scars aplenty. Though it looks like you got some Burke painted you with a knife, all the more reason to give you this place to laugh before whoever carved you up comes back to finish the job. Scars? How bad are they? Well, the carvings on your chest aren't too bad, but the ones on your back. More pauses. Say, it looks like you got a whole tattoo gallery on your back, Chief. Spells out something. Tattoos on my back? What did they say? Looks like you got some directions. Mort clears his non-existent throat. Let's see here. It starts with, I know you feel like you've been drinking a few kegs of Styx wash, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal that should shed some light on the dark of the matter. Farrod can fill you in on the rest of the cant if he's not in the dead book already. Farrod, does it say anything else? Yeah, there's a bit more. He pauses. Let's see, it goes on. Don't lose your journal or we'll both end up the sticks again. And whatever you do, do not tell anyone who you are or
Backlog
what
Dozzy.
happens.
Life is like a box of talking skulls.
Hello, Ozzy. And whatever you do, do not tell anyone who you are or what happened to you. After you, they'll put you in the quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you. Read the journal. Find Farrod. No wonder my back hurts. The damn novel's written there. As for the journal I'm supposed to have with me, was there one with me while I was laying there? Nah, you're stripped to the skins when you arrived here. Besides, it looks like you got enough journal penned on your body. What about Farrod? Do you know him? Nobody I know. But then again, I don't know many people. Still, some Burke's gotta know where to find this Farrod. Once we get out of here, that is. How do we get out of here? Well, all the doors are locked, so we will need a key. Chances are one of the walking corpses in this room has it. Walking corpses? Yeah, mortuary keepers use dead bodies as cheap labor. The corpses are dumb as stones, but they're harmless. I won't attack you unless you attack first. So I should attack one of these corpses and loot it for the key? Well, before you do that, arm yourself first. I think there's a scalpel on one of the shelves around here. Alright, I'll look for one. One last thing, those corpses are as slow as molasses, but getting punched by one of them is being kissed by a battering ram. If they start getting the edge on you, remember you can run, they can't. Use it to keep some distance if you need to recover. Alright, thanks for the advice. Zoom in.
All right.
Well. No, we don't want to
Backlog Dozzy. This is your first time playing this.
I can't say it's my first time playing this game. I did play the enhanced version, which is what this is, for about a half hour or so, like a couple of years ago. And I will say I managed to get out of the mortuarium here, and I did manage to do a little bit of poking around, but I never spent much more than, say, 2, maybe 3 hours on a single save. I just never could keep my attention on this game when I originally had it. I still have a physical copy running around somewhere.
Also, when did the chatbot become a British woman?
It became a British woman after it became a really dumb sounding body voice. Like it was like a Google voice, and it sounds very much like a robot, so I swapped it around. There's a scalpel. There we go. Alright, you found a scalpel. Now let's get those corpses. And don't worry, I'll stay back and provide valuable tactical advice. Maybe you could help me, Mort? I will be helping you. Good advice is hard to come by. I mean in attacking the corpse. Me? I'm a romantic, not a soldier. I just get in the way. When I attack this corpse, you better be right there with me, or you'll be the next thing that I plunge with the scalpel. Yeah, alright, I'll help you. I'm glad we understand each other. Time to introduce these corpses to a second death. Alright, let's go. Hello, strange device. Nope, nothing new. Hello, Mr. Zombie. I wonder if I could bother you for a cup of death. Shanley corpse like this, it's been dead for several years. The skin along the forehead has peeled back, revealing its chalk white skull. Someone has chiseled number 569 into the exposed bone. I'm looking for a key. You wouldn't happen to have one? Actually, examine the corpse, see if it's carrying a key. Guess you don't have it. You don't happen to know which of your... It's great talking to you. Very well. Yeah, I'll just go with that. I don't know if they're really much for conversation. Bandages might be usable if the corpse was disposed of first. And actually, before I forget,
What's up? Yeah? Huh? What? What's up, Chief? What's the word, Chief? What's up? Yeah? Huh? Mort, like Latin. Or death. Women are the reason I became a monk. And, the reason I switched back. You know what? We should get some female zombies to join this party. Right, Chief? You know, if I could click you, you wouldn't know a moment's peace.
I'm sure.
What's up? Huh?
I forgot how you're supposed to
Backlog
start
Dozzy.
attacking.
Mort is essentially Yakko Warner as a floating skull.
And a bit more attitude allowed it to him, yes. I forget how we're supposed to start attacking things. Oh, guess that works.
Done.
Ugh. Examine for a key. So, this one looks to be the one with the key. Is holding it tightly in the left hand. Its thumb and forefinger locked around it in a death grip. It looks like you'll need to hack the corpse's hand off to get free the key. Oh, there's another door there. Okay. Well, I guess let's see what's in here first. Psst, some advice, Chief? I keep quiet from here on. No need to put any more corpses in the dead book than necessary, especially the Fems. Plus, killing them might draw the caretakers here. I don't think you mentioned it before. Who are these caretakers? They call themselves the Dustmen. You can't miss them. They have an obsession with black and rigor mortis of the face. And they're they're an added bunch of ghoulish death worshippers. They believe everybody should die sooner the better than later. I'm confused. Why do these dustmen care if I escape? Well, weren't you listening? I said the Dusties believe everybody's gotta die sooner better than later. You think the corpses you've seen are happier in the dead book than out of it? The corpses here, where did they all come from? Death visits planes every day, Chief. These shamblers are all that's left of the poor sods who sold their bodies to the caretakers after death. Before you said something about making sure I didn't kill any female corpses? Why? What? Are you serious? Look, Chief. These dead, these dead gals are, I guess, I don't know, are the last chance for a couple of hardy bachelors like us. We need to be chivalrous. No hacking them up for keys, no lopping their limbs off, things like that. Last chance? What are you talking about? Chief, they're dead. We're dead. See where I'm going? Eh? Eh? You can't be serious. Chief, we already got an opening line for these limping ladies. We've all died at least once. We'll have something to talk about. They'll appreciate men with our kind of death experience. Wait, didn't you say before that I'm not dead? Well, alright, you might not be dead, but I am. And from where I'm standing, I wouldn't mind sharing a coffin with some of these fine, swingy cadavers I see here. Mort starts clacking his teeth as if in anticipation. Of course, the caretakers would have to part with them first, and that's not likely. Alright, I'll try to remember that. Look, Chief, it's obvious you're still a little addled after your kiss of death, so got two bits of advice for you. One, if you're gonna have questions, ask me, alright? To speak to party member, you can select talk option from the quick menu, then left click the party member you wish to speak to. Alright, if I have any questions, I'll ask you. Second of all, if you're half as forgetful as you seem to be, start writing stuff down. Whenever you come across something that might be important, jot it down so you don't forget. If I had that journal I was supposed to have with me, I'd do that. Start a new one then, Chief. No loss. There's plenty of parchment and ink around here to last you. Alright, it couldn't hurt. I'll make a new one then. Use it to keep track of your movements if you ever start to get cloudy on important things like who you are, or more importantly, who I am. Use it to refresh your memory. Alright.
Updated my journal.
I always saw that there was like what looked to be a gap in the wall here, and I always wanted to try and click through, but it drove me crazy as a kid that I couldn't do it. By the way, just a second here. Gonna see if tabbing out and going back in will get rid of it. There we go. I still had like a... It came back. Tell me you're gonna go away, or otherwise I'm gonna shift tab out here and make sure you go away. Okay. Event log, quick look. Log AI. Okay, yeah, still nothing I was looking for there anyway. But yeah. Alright. I assume this is locked. Leave in peace. Think you're imagining things. She's a zombie, a corpse, a dead person. You probably didn't even register in her senses. Yeah, whatever. When you've been dead as long as I have, you know the signals. They may be too subtle for you to pick up on, but that's why I'll be spending my nights with someone luscious, recently dead. Shit, while you're standing around going, huh? What's going on? Where's my memories? Whatever, Mort, let's go. Okay, I'm going to assume that the next key is not going that we're looking for is not going to be on one of them. Speaking of which, actually, I should still check my journal. What were the directions tattooed on my back? I'm supposed to have a journal with me. Woke up on the mortuary. I better find it. Hopefully, I can help me figure out what's going on. Wrote the directions tattooed on my back. I need to find someone named Farod. Hopefully, some of the locals in this strange place will allow me to track him down. Pardon me, sir. Pardon me. There. I want to double check. Does it say? No, it's not really saying anything. There we go. Damage 2 to 4 crushing. Injury piercing. Yeah, these would be better. The scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled and has a slight trace of yellow, like old parchment. Charcoal gray eyes lie within the angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughs does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. Greetings? Whoa, Chief, what are you doing? I was going to speak with the scribe. He might know something about how I got here. Look, round your bone box with dusties should be the last thing. Before Mort can finish his rant, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. And we especially don't want to be swapping the cant with the sick dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we give this place the laugh, the bet. Before Mort can finish, the scribe's great eyes flicker to you. The weight of the years hangs heavy upon me. Restless one. He places his quill down. But I do not yet count deafness among my ailments. Restless one, do you know me? Know you? Aye. There's a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. Have never known you, restless one. No more than you have known yourself. He is silent for a moment. For you have forgotten, have you not? Who are you? As always the question, and the wrong question as always. He bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. Aye. He pauses for a moment and catches his breath. I am the hall. Perhaps you can answer some questions for me?
Updated my journal.
Very well. What did you wish to know? What is this place? You are in the mortuary, restless one. Again you have come. Before he can finish, Dolls breaks into a fit of coughing. After a moment he claims himself and begins to resume his ragged wheeze. This is the waiting room for those about to depart the shadow of this life. Tell me about the mortuary. This is where dead are brought and interred for cremation. It is our responsibility as dustmen to care for the dead, those who have left the shadow of life and walk on the path of true death. Dahl's voice drops in concern. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognize this place. It is almost your home. Shadow life? Yes, a shadow. You see, restless one. This life, it is not real. Your life, my life, they are shadows, flickerings of what life once was. This life is where we end up after we die. And here we remain trapped, caged until we can achieve true death. True death? True death is non-existence, a state devoid of reason, of sensation, of passion. He coughs again with a ragged breath. A state of purity. Sounds like oblivion. Why would anyone want that? It's worse than remaining. Is it worse than remaining in the shadow of what life once was? I think not. I see. I had other questions. How did I get here? He snorts in contempt as he finds the memory repugnant. Your moldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary, restless one. You would think you were mortally based on the You would think you were Royalty, based on the number of royal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you. I arrived here on a
Updated
cart?
my journal.
Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Your essential Farod was as always pleased to accept the new moldy corpse to dump a lot of you at the mortuary gate. Who is Farod? He is a collector of the dead. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those that have walked the path of true death and bring them to us so that they may be interred properly. Where can I find him? If events persist as they have, Restless One, you have a much greater chance of verifying you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in at this time. Nevertheless, I must find him. Do not seek out Farod, Restless One. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again. With you, none of the wiser, and Farod a few coppers richer. Accept death. Do not pursue your circle of misery.
Updated my journal.
I have to find him. Do you know where he is? I do not know under which gutter stone Farod lairs at the moment. I imagine that he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates in the hive. Perhaps someone there will know where you can find him. Doesn't sound like you like him very much. There are some I respect, Restless One. Farod is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a badge of honor and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. He is a knight of the post, cross-trading filth of the lowest sort. Knight of the post? A knight of the post. A thief. The old Farod brings to our walls comes from stripped of little less than their dignity, and when they were possessed in life. Farod takes whatever he may pry from their stiffening fingers. I see, I have other questions. That explains a lot, actually. Tell me how to get out of here. The front gate is the most obvious exit, but they will not let anyone other than dustmen pass. He then breaks into another cough. One of the guides by the front gate has a key to it, but it's unlikely he will open it for you unless you are extremely persuasive. I see, I had other questions. Can you tell me how to get out of here? Do you know
Updated
who
my
I
journal.
am? I know scant little of you, Restless One. I know little more of those that have journeyed with you and who now lie in our keeping. I ask that you no longer ask others to join you, Restless One. Where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There have been others, and they are here?
Updated my journal.
Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I thought that she was traveled with you in the past. I'm mistaken? Said there were others? Who else is here? Doubtless there are. I know not their names nor where they lie. One such as you has left a path many walked and few have survived. All dead come here. Some just have traveled with you once. Memorial floor below us. Check there. Name should be one of the memorial plaques, mayhap that will revive your memory. Oh, this, I do not envy you, restless one. To be reborn as you would be a curse, and I would not bear. You must come to terms with it at some point. Your path will return here. It is the way of all things, flesh and bone. Then perhaps we'll meet again. Long dialogues. That's another thing I forgot that this game did a lot. Looks to be sealed shut, no lock. No means of opening it. 7, heavy set man in his early years. Judged by the condition by he only died recently. The freshly stitched number on his forehead reads 1664. Looks like his serving as a librarian for his carrying a huge stack of books in his arms. Books appear to be old mortuary ledgers. None of them are particularly of interest as you search through the text. However, you notice a loose page fall between two of the books. You're suddenly struck with the feeling that someone tucked it in here to hide it. To read books or scrolls, place them in your inventory, then right-click them, bring them to your information panel. Leave him be. Inventory. Interesting. Quite the grouping. You know, oh, actually, that's right. The door was locked. That's why he couldn't get through the previous doors. It's the dust man with the lumpy face. Actually, really quick. See, everyone, click on them and see if I want to talk to you. So you see a slight young woman with pale features, the sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck makes her appear as if she's starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, prodding the chest with a finger. Let's try it. Greetings. As a response, she seems too intent on the body in front of her. As you watch her work, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They are darting in and out of the corpse chest cavity like knives, removing organs. Let's leave her alone. And she even nods in agreement to leave her alone. I'll check around. Yeah, nothing else. Locked, you need a key. Seems to be the problem of our day. Well, now the container's locked.
All right.
Oh, hey, that worked successfully. Awesome. Before Dustman can utter a word, your hands clamp on his temples and you twist his head sharply to the left. Can't have you luring your friends. There's a crack and the Dustman falls looped in your arms. Better you, Dusty. Me and you, Dusty. You, then. Surprised act seemed instinctual, as if you had done it many times before. With this thought comes the stirring of a memory, but it's not strong enough to surface. Ooh, booyah. Ooh, jagged knife. Some coppers, and some robes. Just what I needed is some robes. Actually, inventory. Boom. What's this do for damage? 1 to 3 slashing. Not as good as my knuckles. I'm a good puncher. Shells possessions are stored in the receiving room until initiate can be sent to claim them. Please catalog all possessions in the logbook. And multiple bodies have been sent to the receiving room. Nobody questions the floating skull. He's just casually walking on by. Lots of notes. Contact the necromancer responsible for raising contractual worker 42. I know he's examined the skeleton before, but I'm certain the initial raising of the body was warped. The worker still responds to commands, but when it has completed a task, it resumes pacing the same circular pattern as it did before. Dahl recently informed me that Worker 42 exhibited the same working patterns when it was a zombie decades ago. There may be a soul echo in the marrow, or the skeleton's age may have caused the magic animating him to decay. One of the initiates suggested it may be following an order issued by a higher-ranking dustman in the past, but I have no records of such an order. Whatever the reason for this behavior, the matter is to be resolved or the worker replaced. Aha! Too fast for you. Anyways, actually, I should be checking here really quick. I think we might be over our hour for tonight. Well, we're just on the verge of it. So, we haven't even left the mortuary yet. The mortuary is actually pretty sizable. I remember it taking me probably upwards of somewhere around 2 hours just to get through the main portions of it. So, maybe it's been somewhere between 3 and 4 hours maximum I've spent on the game previously. It takes a while just to get out of here. But, yeah. So we'll continue this next time. I believe that should be next week. Not gonna be Monday, so it's gonna be next week, Wednesday. We'll be continuing some more Planescape Torment, so stay tuned for that. Tomorrow evening should be some more of the Star Wars tabletop RPG, as Ozzy is trying to wrap things up with that. But otherwise, thank you all again for watching. Thank you, Ozzy, for joining the chat for a little while. I think he probably went to AFK. He doesn't stay around very long for streams. But anyway, thanks to you all again for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll be continuing this on the next solo stream. And have a good night and stay safe. See you all later.
What's the holdup?